A year has fully passed, and now we shall learn about the Samurai's Way. Across the seas to the east is an island country named Japan. Mitsurugi is what they call a samurai from those parts. I left my homeland to search for a legendary sword called Soul Edge. I am a warrior, sworn to the sword. I wanted Soul Edge to help prove that a blade can be stronger than any Tanigashima. However, I never found it. Bah! The dog chasing his tail has more luck than I. What is this Soul Edge you're talking about? I've searched far and wide, but found no clues. Some say it lies in the hands of a pirate. Some say wealthy merchants are seeking it. I've heard so many stories. It is me who should ask you about the sword. I shall abandon my search and continue my journey, valuable training. Many strong warriors exist throughout the world. If I had stayed in Japan, I would have never known this. But I don't know if any ships have been sailing from Yangguang. The old man says something peculiar is going on over there, but he's not especially trustworthy. So why do you wish to head there? By the way, if I actually make some of the same choices I made my previous playthrough, sorry. I told him the commotion in Yangguang was probably what caused the appearance of a natural fissure, and that I sought the power of the fissures. Astral fishies? Never heard of them. Still, the direction we head is the same, so I shall join you. You have nothing to fear with me near. Mitsurugi gave a hearty laugh. The road ahead was long, and we were going to have to camp on the way. His company was welcome. And now some more nightmarish hot flashes. Hey, wake up! You were screaming in your sleep. It was noisy, so I kicked you until you woke up. My toe's gonna hurt now. You never told me you had such armored abs underneath there, that robe. Everything okay? I explained to him that if I didn't absorb the power from the astral fissures, I would die. Honestly, your whole tale is hard to swallow, but I can tell something's got you jumpy at least. Very well. Tomorrow we hasten our pace. It had been longer than I realized since I had last absorbed the power of an astral fissure. I need to get to one quickly. With a growing sense of urgency, I continued my journey. Just get on all fours and just quit. With a girl at your size, just have Mitsurugi get on your back and just run there like a jaguar. Rumors from Yangguang. We stopped off at a village along our way, hoping to find some information on Yangguang and to gather supplies. Oh, welcome! You do not look well at all, Gretchen. Eat heartily. Get some fire in your belly. Who knows what awaits us on the road ahead? A true warrior must be fully prepared to fight at all times. So in other words, I won't complain if you want to order a feast. We intend to go to Yangguang, but we heard things are rough there. Do you know anything? At the mention of Yangguang, the shopkeeper's smile slipped. I heard things there are quite bad. A number of people were attacked, and when they caught the culprit, it turned out to be one of the townspeople gone mad. Soon, more and more people began acting strangely. The killings resumed, and the bodies began to pile up. That was when the panic started. You wouldn't think about it now, but it used to be the most prosperous town in the area. Some of its residents had even fled here to our tiny hamlet. It was worse than I had expected. Was the astral fissure responsible? My fear for Haoran's safety grew steadily stronger, and tried to reassure myself that he was capable of looking out for himself. I heard that the area around Yangguang is teeming with mad townsfolk who butcher anyone they can find. And I say this for your own safety. Turn back. Your concern is appreciated. My friend here has no intention of turning tail. Is that a joke? I nodded to the grinning Mitsurugi, but unease swelled in my stomach. A sharp pains in my head showed no signs of letting up either. She has come, just as expected. Because of the astral fissure, I assume. How should we respond? It is too soon to act. Stay your hand. She may be Asmo's creature, and you say we should merely stand back? What are people with cat ears and tails not that common here? You disapprove my decision? Tracking Asmo is our priority. Besides, she seems to be heading to Yangguang. We can assess the threat there. Understood. Very well. Yeah, it's a good thing it doesn't matter which race you pick. People seem to act casually towards you. Like, I probably could have done this playthrough as the lizard man, and people would be like, "Oh, you seem like a nice fellow. Here, let me serve you a drink." Murderer. Are you okay? You look terrible. Well, Yangguang isn't it much further. We can rest when we get there. What's that? Help! A man was running towards us from the direction of the town. He seemed to be terrified. He's gonna kill me! Help! I don't want to die! A dark figure appeared behind the man, moving with preternatural speed. In the blink of an eye, the figure mercilessly struck down the defenseless man. And the dark figure noticed us. Waves of fury and bloodlust sent a sickening chill down my spine. Without hesitation, I readied my weapon. And that's when I realized it was Haoran. Something was very wrong. His eyes glowed like embers, and his face was twisted into a menacing snarl. Blood covered his tattered clothes, barely concealing bulging muscles. Even I'm envious. Which looked more like those of a monster than a well-trained fighter. There was no trace of Haoran's calm demeanor and ready smile, but it was, without a doubt, him. His voice was a bestial growl. A mad grin broke across his face, and as he licked the blood from his weapon, he stared at me for a long moment, then turned and ran toward Yangguang. So that's one of the mad townsfolk, huh? Vicious. The man Haoran murdered lay still before me. I couldn't believe what I'd just seen. What's wrong? Still in shock, I explained everything to Mitsurugi. I see. As a friend, you wish to help him, right? That may not be possible. I fought many a warrior in my time, so I can tell. He gloried in that kill. If he's that far gone, I doubt we'll be able to reason with him. It might be beyond our help. What happened to Haoran? I thought back to what Zasalamel had told me. Many Malfests lose sense of all reason, become violent, and attack people. Astral fishes exude a massive amount of force that will destroy anyone weak who dares approach it, or turn them into a Malfested. It was likely Haoran had been transformed into a Malfested by the Astral Fisher in Yangguang. While I stood there lost in thought, a young man appeared and approached us. Excuse me, do you know my brother by any chance? He must have been talking about Haoran. Looking closer, I saw that the young man had the look of a martial artist to him. My name is Hao Yu. That murderer, Haoran. He's my brother. Hao Yu knelt down next to the corpse from the man in town. He's become something terrible. After a silent prayer, Hao Yu slowly stood up. Yangguang is fraught with danger. Come with me. I tried, but I could not stop Haoran. So I need to ask you a favor I asked you. Judging by his stride, Hao Yu was injured. Nonetheless, he appeared filled with determination. Anything for you, little brother. I'll put a stop to this madness. Hao Yu's resolve. Please forgive me for interrupting your journey. I asked what happened to Haoran. After my brother returned from his journey, how can I explain it? It all began when he volunteered to inspect an unusual rift that had appeared. Apparently, he had seen something similar on his travels. That was where everything started to go wrong. With each passing day, my brother began acting stranger and stranger. He started to speak cruelly and grew needlessly violent. Then one day, he just left. We trained together all the time, but I was too scared to do anything at first. After that, well, you saw it for yourself. He became a monster. Soon many others became like Haoran and began slaughtering each other. However, none could match my brother's martial prowess. I never thought I'd see his training used for such evil. For a short while, we all fell silent. Then Hao Yu looked at me, his eyes filled with determination. I practically worshipped my brother. He was always so noble, kind, and strong. He would help anyone who had needed it, without hesitation. That's why I wish to stop him now. I beg you, kill him, end his suffering. Hao Yu's injury is no doubt affecting his ability to fight, but his will remains strong. Can I at least save him? I've searched hard for another way, but be it through medicine, magic, anything. But every road led to failure, and nothing I could do helped. None in Yangguang who suffered the same fate my brother could be brought back either. Hao Yu's expression was filled with pain, but his grim acceptance of the situation only served to emphasize the strength of his resolve. There may be still a way. In Lingsheng-Su, where my brother and I studied, people spoke of a legendary old man who may know how to resist the evil. But the stories about him were always so vague, and besides, it will take many a day simply to reduce the temple. Are you sure you want me to kill him? None of this is easy for me. However, if nothing is done, Yangguang will become a ghost town. My brother's sins are already too many. If he were in my position, he'd do the same thing. Hao Yu's voice trembled slightly when he spoke. Thank you again for agreeing to help. It must be fate for an acquaintance of my brother to show up during these dark times. For eyes so young, they seemed filled with exceptional resolve. I knew that I too would have to prepare myself for what lay ahead. Alright, time for the fight of my life. Decisions. This is going to be one hell of a fight, so... time to bust out the pork. Bring it, big boy. Hao Yu led us into a forest where he said we would find Haoran. Here, this is where my brother and I used to train. The forest was eerily quiet. However, I could feel unfriendly eyes following at every move. Good thing I have these lovely cat ears that are probably twitching. You came. Haoran stepped out from the shadows. Draw your weapon. I thirst for blood. The Haoran breathed erratically like a possessed beast, and his eyes were filled with insatiable bloodlust. He was ready to attack at any moment. Haoran, stop all this already, please! Hao Yu? Give it up. You cannot stop me. I was both shocked and sad to see what Haoran had become. I asked him how a warrior like him could lose control like this, and he froze. I may have looked like a decent human being, but I always knew that was not so. A dark shadow dwelled in my heart. I wanted to become like this, to crave the sight of blood, to know the ecstasy of tearing into flesh. These were the ravings of a madman. I trained my body and mind to keep the darkness within from escaping. But the stronger I became, the stronger the conflict within me grew. Why did I seek strength? Why? Why? I knew why. Haoran readied his weapon and let out a terrifying howl. Do you think yourself a true warrior? Then prove it! Show me the darkness that lurks inside you! The growly voices. Still a little hell on my throat.
Battle 1. Fight!
Ah, crap. Ah, crap. No, not like this. You've been a bad boy. How dare you murder people? Yeah, you saw me flexing? You cannot handle the Britness.
You're not getting away.
Battle 2. Fight.
Ah, crap. Come here, you. Oh, you can resist that? Ah, you learned from that previous fight, huh? Ah, too late. Now you're gonna get what you deserve. Ah. But at least I can do that. Haoran laid on the floor, defeated. My head throbbed and the world spun. I wasn't sure if it was because of the adrenaline or the influence of the astral chaos. I had to decide what to do about Haoran. You know what? Time to show some mercy. With a sharp rap to the head, I knocked Haoran out. Haoran! Despite everything, I couldn't bring myself to kill him. Wretched. As long as there was hope, I had to try and save him. Carrying the unconscious Haoran, we made our way to Hao Yu's retreat. Aww. Just a slight inch off, I could have gotten another level. So, with this, let's make a deal. The load to Lingsheng Su is long. We should prepare well. This fool could go wild at any moment. Perhaps we should tie him up. How you helped me prepare for the journey ahead. Even Mitsurugi did his part. I left to retreat to find horses. My head throbbing with pain, I thought about Yang Guang. Heading to Lingsheng Su meant giving up on the Astral Fisher. Suddenly, I heard a voice behind me. What do you intend to do with the outsider? A man dressed in black was standing within striking distance. I haven't even noticed him approach. I have no idea what you're talking about, mister. You could easily be playing dumb, but I have no way of being sure. Let's make a deal. I have medicine levels that temporarily suppress the evil gnawing at the heart of this outsider. It is yours. If you agree to meet me at my place of choosing after you finish your task. Very well, I will agree to this. Very good. However, I must warn you if you ever need, the price you pay will be great indeed. We will be watching you. When you have done what you must do, head west to Crorania. You will find a ruined castle. What you seek lies there. Oh, and come along. Come alone. Do you not understand that you are but one of many who seek it? Make haste. With those final words, the man simply vanished. So yeah, as you saw right there, because I made the decision to not kill Haoran, the story kind of changes a bit. So instead of going after the Astral Fisher directly, I carry him with me. Why that? And why that when something disappeared? It's pretty much implied that the qualifiers got to it. So before I end this session, let's have another meeting with Thomas. Hello there, Ossifers. What you plan on doing? Only kicks are effective, eh? Oh, don't worry. I can handle that. The Ming Empire was known far and wide as a center of trade. Once at the height of its wealth and power, it even built a grand fleet that sailed as far as Africa. However, the empire was now a shadow of its former glory. Its once again bustling harbors now lay still and silent. Get your hands off me! I haven't smuggled anything! I recognized that voice. It was that of Thomas the merchant. I'm gonna need some proof. If you can give me a little something to show me that you mean well, then maybe I won't arrest you. Give you something? Ah, you want me to bribe you! Keep your voice down, you idiot! The guards bound Thomas and began beating him with the butts of their spears. I had to stop them. Time to put the boot to this brutality, even though I'm not wearing any. You boot kick, sucker! Ooh. Come on, come and get me. Come and get me. Oh, I thought I was about to say, like, oh, I didn't finish him off. Alright, Mr. Fencer. Fencer the Fencer. Oh, dang it. Guess I can't watch him over the gateway. At least I can just kick him. Oh! Right to the kisser. Alright, Mr. Snooty. Let's do this. Looks like it was Yuge Long defected to Yuan Xiao's side. Alright, you know I gotta do this once. There we go. May not finish you off, at least I got something. I like how almost all of those were all 0 damage. No? Boom. If you defy me, then you defy the Ming Empire itself. What's all the commotion over here? Your Excellency, what are you doing here? Excuse me, sir. Good sir. The officers are trying to get me to bribe them. You fools. My dear travelers, allow me to offer my deepest apologies for the trouble you've been caused. Oh, no need to apologize. This sort of thing happens all the time. Looks like you saved me again, friend. This is the perfect opportunity to pay you back for your help that fateful day. And just as I promised, I got something real special here that you're bound to like. Thomas produced a small bundle and pressed it into my hands. Go on, take it. It's yours. You know, I could actually still use your help. Truth be told, I'm looking to get into the tea business in the market. Just take a huge hit. I have to buy up as much as I can while the price is still low. So yeah, I'm gonna be a nice girl and give you all a bunch of money. Wow! I can really corner the market with this much. I'm gonna be swimming in profit! Thomas left in high spirits, laughing jovially and beaming in delight. So nice to help a soul, ain't it?
Your soul surges in your body.
And with that, I'd say this is a good place to stop this session, so hope you guys are enjoying this so far. I'll see you guys next time. If you enjoy what you see, you can like and perhaps subscribe if you want, and I bid you all signing off.